In this video, I'm going to be removing the downpipe right here and the rest of the exhaust system, going all the way back to the muffler back there. And in order to do this, you got to remove this oxygen sensor right here, and then all of the bracing that you see underneath the car, like this piece right here. And in order to get the downpipe off, there's a beam that goes across. It's a good idea to remove that if you're just removing just the downpipe, because you can get the tools in right in this area a lot easier when that pipe is gone. But there's some more pipes or bracing that you need to take off going back here, as you can see. And that's what I'll be doing. I'll just be taking off all the bracing and stuff. Watch.
No, we're watching.
Okay. In order to take the cross member off, and then the ones that are in the front, they're 17 millimeters. But what you want to do is you want to undo this one first, but you want to keep it on the car. Like, what are you doing? You crazy? You're not going to be in the video. In order to take the cross member off, what you need is a 14 millimeter and then a 17 millimeter for the front bolts. And what you want to do is you just want to get this right here, the back ones, and just loosen them up. But don't take them off, because there's like a little notch taken out right here. You keep them connected, and whenever you go to drop it down, you take all the front ones out, and then you just slide it forward, then it will fall down. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, next I'm going to do the front ones. Okay, these ones take a 17 millimeter. You need a larger wrench to take these off, and you got to put quite a bit of force into it. Now, what I've done is I've removed the 4 front bolts, and I left the back ones on, and then you just slide it forward like that, and then you just drop it down. And I should have put a towel down, because I don't really like to scratch stuff, because then the rust will get to it. But that's how you take that off. To get this out from underneath the car, I just lift it up like that, and then just slide it out on my hand so it doesn't scratch it where rust could get into the metal itself. Okay, what I'm going to do is just put these right back where I got them from, and remove this beam also. And there you go, it's off. Okay, I'm going to be taking the bolts off of the inlet of the downpipe. There's 3 of them. And what I'm using, I bought this socket at Northern Tools. It's like a real short swivel. And it's good to use, especially if you don't take this beam off. It's really hard to get up and over it. But you want to take his beam off that's like right here. And this thing fits on that like just perfect at the right angle. And you want to get leverage taking this off, and you just got to get it the right angle. Right now I'm like all twisted up because I'm trying to show you what I'm doing, but I'll move the camera away from me and try to get in at a really good angle. Another thing that you want to do before you take that off of there is you want to use penetrating oil. And I just use this penetrating oil right there. It's WD-40. It's pretty good stuff. But Main thing is just getting in here at the right angle so that you got leverage. There we go. Yeah, these can be tricky. I just removed my engine recently, so these are pretty loose, but the first time that I went to take these off, they were a pain in the butt, and you really need to use that penetrating oil on it. Next, I'll do the top one. And finally, there's this one that's on the side. What you got to do is you just got to come in at this angle right there to get to it. And I'll just take a picture of it. And there, we got the 3 nuts off of the downpipe, so it's kind of loose now. Next, I'm going to remove the oxygen sensor. There's like a nut right there just above that holds the oxygen sensor wire. And you got to remove that. And that's that. Okay, next you want to remove the oxygen itself. And there we go. And I'm just going to put this up here for now, just let it dangle. There's also another nut that you need to take off right there that connects the oxygen sensor wire to the mid pipe. Next thing that needs to be removed is these 2 bolts right here that connect the downpipe to the mid pipe, and they're 19 millimeters. There, and there's the gasket right there that goes in between. And just pull the downpipe right on out. Well, this is the flying me out of downpipe right here. I'll show you the size of the. And then my catalytic converter, something happened, and then the honeycomb just like broke apart and came out. But I got this thing right here, and it fixed the CEL, but I don't know if you could see it or not, but there's like a tiny little catalytic converter on the inside of there. I'll take a picture of it. Here's what it looks like with the downpipe removed. There's like all kind of space through here now. Turn this over. There's the mid pipe right there. The next thing I'm going to be doing is removing all the bracing right here, going back. All of the bolts back here going to this cross member, the rear cross member, they're 19 millimeters. And then the one right up here, the smaller bar, is 14 millimeters. Okay, like right here, there's like a little hook to stop it from falling right there. I don't know if you can see it. But that's pretty much it for this bottom cross member here. I'm going to go ahead and put the bolts back. Okay, in order to get the mid pipe off, you just take these nuts off right here, and they're 17 millimeters. To get these rubber hangers off, what I do is I get this tire wet gel, and then I'll put like a little bit of it on to here, and then I'll just move this back and forth, and then I'll work the tire wet gel into there, and it becomes slippery, and then I just pull it off with my hand. Okay, I've put tire wet gel under the end of this right here, and it's just gonna make it like really easy to pull off, but like you just pull it off by hand. Let me get some leverage here. There it goes. So once this comes off of there, it's gonna want to fall down on my face. I'll put a little bit more on here. There. Okay, so that's off. There. And that's how you take off the mid pipe and do the hangers. You just use some of that gel in the hangers, and whenever you go to put it back on, you do the same thing, and it slides on and off real easy. You could do it by hand. I don't really need to take the muffler off, but just as in the last clip right there, in order to take the muffler off, it's pretty easy. You got those rubber hangers, and you just put a little bit of tire wet gel or a little bit of oil onto it, and they pull off really easy by hand. It's just a matter of getting some leverage and coming at it at the right angle. I like to lay on the ground over there and have my feet in this direction and kind of pull on that hanger in that direction right there, and it comes off really easy. And then you just let the muffler fall off onto you so it doesn't crash into the ground.